we wanted to have a conversation as a part of our coverage of Black History Month about the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce. Not a lot of people know this, but it's actually the first Black chamber in the entire country. So to get into more details on that, I want to welcome in Harrison Blair, who is the president of the Dallas Black Chamber. Good to see you, Harrison.
Jenny, thank you so much for having us on.
Well, what does it mean to think about Dallas sort of building the foundation for Black chambers across the country, being that it was the first?
Well, it's really in the legacy of great leaders like Antonio Maceo Smith, who saw the opportunity at 29 to come to Dallas as a school teacher. He took that and organized this chamber, gave it a full-time staff, and he got so many questions from leaders across the country about how to do this that he ended up writing a 9-page guide that would teach anyone how to create a then Negro Chamber of Commerce. So we're excited to be a part of that legacy and to still have chambers reach out to us today to ask how to either set up a chamber that will represent their community or just ask us about innovative ideas and programs that they may have seen on our website or may have been a part of.
Really incredible that all across the country, other chambers are coming to you and your organization. How long has the Black Chamber been around here locally?
So the Black Chamber is turning 96 this year. We celebrated our 95th birthday, November 26th of 2021. And we actually have the founding document. It's, very old, it's very delicate, but we're working to get that in some of the local museums and hopefully in the new African American Museum in DC.
My gosh, it's that document has got to be such an important part of history and to be so treasured. So yes, delicate hands and delicate people around it. Yes, exactly. So for people who aren't familiar, who maybe aren't in the business community, can you explain what a chamber does and more specifically what your chamber does?
So a chamber of commerce really helps businesses, community, local leaders, and regular community members connect in a way that helps the economy. And it boosts those local economies, which really boosts the regional economies. And for all of these things to happen, there must be pipelines of business talent, ideas, economic development ideas, and capital mixing with policy to make all these things really come to reality. What makes Texas so unique is the ease of being able to start a business here. Regulations that don't necessarily stop you. You don't have to wait 6 to 8 months to fill out a particular program and then wait to be certified so that you could go be a part of it. But you can get started in business here right away. And for us in particular at the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce, we focus in on those Black businesses and nonprofits who need access to those resources. We focus on the new startups, which is a part of our mission to help new startups and create more of those. But we also focus on those businesses that are a bit more seasoned and are looking to get to that next level of entrepreneurship and leadership.
So critical to have that support system and those resources. Harrison, I think back to maybe, 10 years ago and fast forward to now, 10 years ago, there were not a lot of flyers and promotions and sharing of products where somebody would say, hey, this is a Black-owned business or support these specific Black-owned business efforts. That's something that we are seeing. It's really readily available today. If you're somebody who's like, you know what, I would like to actively support this type of business, it's easier to find. Have those efforts moved the needle for Black-owned businesses? Has it made a difference with people posting more and sharing more and doing more vocal encouragement?
Absolutely, a watershed of support. And what I think it's also helped a lot of consumers to see is that I'm not doing this business a favor. I'm not helping them out so they can, humble along in business. But I'm working with, in a lot of cases, the best in class. The best designer, the best attorney. There are a bunch of niche services and professional services that are partnered through the chamber. And one of our smaller law firms that has a huge impact is Tate Legal Group. They've done a lot of pro bono work for members of the chamber. They've done a lot of pro bono work for the chamber itself, and they're focused on a lot of these big corporate deals. They can do a lot of corporate deals with regularity. They can streamline operations for a lot of these corporations. And Sean has done a lot of that, and us being able to showcase him, across the table in deals, or whether we're promoting his company for some of the good deeds that he's done in the community. Those are the kinds of firms that are here, and people are finding out that they're not, doing this Black firm a favor, but that they're actually utilizing one of the best services that they could get access to in the market.
Harrison Blair, congratulations on your leadership and gosh, and all the research that you have done and all the support that you offer to local business owners and nonprofits. I sincerely appreciate you and appreciate the time. I want to share with everybody the information in case they would like to check it out. So it's dallasblackchamber.org. You can find them on social media at Dallas Black Chamber.